Over the last month, I've used all 3 different types of variants of the MacBook lineup, and I'm here to tell you today what type of MacBook would either be best for you or what type of person would be suited for the type of MacBook that there is. For all 3 of the laptops, I've used the smallest variants of the laptops. I felt that was a bit more of a fair advantage to have them all in the same sort of size range of screen. So let's kickstart things off with the MacBook Neo. I've made 2 videos in the past about the MacBook Neo, including a unboxing and first impressions, as well as just a 1-week review of the computer. So if you really want to know all the specs of that, you can go down into the description and see the more specific videos on that laptop down below. But I'm going to briefly go over my experience with the Neo and then tell you what type of person would be best suited for it. My experience has actually been pretty well with this thing. The laptop starts at $699 here where I'm from, and that's just an insanely good price for this type of laptop, where I'm getting a full aluminium chassis from it. The keyboard is the same as the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro, so they felt identical between all 3, which made the experience of having that laptop feel quite premium for the price that you're getting it at, which is really impressive. The screen wasn't anything special. It was a 13-inch 60Hz display, which was nothing spectacular, to be honest, and the color accuracy just isn't as good as the other 2, but it's quite nice to look at, especially if you just want to have YouTube videos going or any type of other videos and use it as an entertainment machine. You only have 2 ports on this device, one of them being USB 3 speeds and the other being USB 2, which is pretty slow, to be honest. You just want to keep every data device, I guess, linked to the USB 3, and the USB 2 is not great, but it's there. And of course you have the headphone jack, which are the only 3 ports that you can find on the laptop. The speakers were solid. I mean, for the price, it is great sounding speakers. They're not gonna give you that crazy bass or that crazy high-end speaker sound. For the laptop that you're getting, it is amazing for sure. And to be honest, I was able to do quite a lot with it. Of course, web browsing is very easy to do. Word documents, PowerPoint, Excel, they're all relatively easy for the MacBook to handle, and there's no problems with that at all. I did get into some problems with video editing, but even then, it could handle it pretty well, to be honest. And I got very far into my YouTube video that I was making on that laptop. So I couldn't complain too much really, and especially for the price. If you want to have an entry-level creative workflow and just try things out, then this is a great laptop just to try things out really and see if you really enjoy being a videographer, photographer, or a musician. But this device is really focused on the students, people that just want to get into the MacBook ecosystem and try it for themselves, and not a power user really. So this machine is built really to browse the web, make those Word documents every now and then, and use it as an entertainment machine with watching movies, of course, or YouTube videos. For the price as well, it's a great entry level into the Mac ecosystem. And if you're a student and you are getting one of these, it's a great way as well to feel the Apple ecosystem at a great price as well. So overall, that's what this laptop is really targeted towards, and it's an amazing laptop for the value. So if you like the video so far, go down, give it a like, maybe even a comment as to what laptop you're looking for, and also consider subscribing, as I'm going to be making way more videos similar to this in the future. Our next laptop is the MacBook Air, and it starts at a higher price at €1,200 here. And I've also done 2 videos related to that one. If you go down in the description, you'll see the unboxing and first impressions, as well as the 1-week review video. I got the most spec'd out M5 that you could get for the MacBook Air, so it was the 10-core CPU and GPU. I had an amazing time with this, to be honest, where I thought I needed to consider swapping in my MacBook Pro for an M5 series of chips, because it was just that impressive with the single core score. Similar to the MacBook Neo, this is a 13-inch display, also at 60Hz, but the color accuracy is a little bit better than the Neo. If you wanted to get into more creative work, that more color accurate display will be a great feature to have. The laptop also comes with 2 USB-C ports, but they're Thunderbolt 4, so they're pretty quick now. And you also have the MagSafe charging port, which just frees up the USB-Cs for any type of data or accessories you want to be adding to the laptop. So it does everything just way quicker and way snappier than the Neo. So surfing the web, Word documents, and of course your entertainment. But with this, I could seriously video edit my videos on. I had next to no stuttering on this at all. I think that comes down to, of course, just the chip itself, but also that 16 gigabytes of RAM, which gave it way more space for it to work with compared to the 8 on the Neo. But I was impressed with how good I could edit my videos, and I could edit it from beginning to end with no stuttering, no problem at all. Renders nearly as fast as my MacBook Pro, so I was super impressed with this. I'd say the laptop is also a great student laptop, but especially someone who's studying like more creative things. Video editing, it does super well. Photoshop and Lightroom, it does pretty impressively as well. And of course, making songs on this in Logic Pro, it just has way more room to work with and way more performance than the Neo did. If you know you're gonna get into the creative space, then this laptop is a definite good laptop to get into, as it now outperforms quite a lot of the older MacBook Pros now. And that's the thing with the MacBook Air, it just does everything that the Neo can do, but just even better at a pretty affordable price compared to the MacBook Pros we're gonna see in a bit, which enables it to just get into the hands of so many people and giving the workflow that the people need. So if you're starting something creative, I would say as a beginner laptop, the MacBook Air is a definite option. Now for the MacBook Pro, I didn't try an M5 MacBook Pro to be honest, but I've been using my M3 Max MacBook Pro for the past 2 years fully now. I think I know what this laptop's really capable of, and this thing just shreds through anything you can throw at it really. I've had no stuttering issues at all. It's got way more GPU cores of course, so this thing is really targeted to professional creative work level stuff. So of course what I've been talking about the whole video, the video editing side, of course the photo editing side as well, and the music production. This thing is just the best version of the Mac that you can get, but the price is also insanely expensive for the maxed out version that you could buy. Mine at the time cost €4,500, which is unbelievable to say that the MacBook Air could get close to a laptop like that based off the price. But yeah, these things are just workhorses. You can see it in the render times. It renders videos super fast. Music production's also solid, fluid, no problems with that at all. Of course, it's a bit heavier and thicker than the MacBook Air, but you also get way more ports. So now you get 3 USB-C ports, as well as an SD card reader, your MagSafe charger, of course, and your headphone jack. The screen is also way more improved, so it's a 14-inch screen and it has ProMotion display, which means it's 120 FPS, buttery smooth looking at this laptop. And the color accuracy is just way better as well than the MacBook Air or the Neo was. You're definitely spending a lot more money on something a bit more pro grade, a bit more color accurate, a bit more designed for professionals, which really does a creative job for their professional work. And that's exactly what this laptop is targeted to. It's for those people who need to have the best of the best performance and use that performance for their job. Video editing, photography, and of course, music production. This thing is just amazingly good and super snappy. And you don't even have to talk about browsing the web, Word documents. This thing just handles it unbelievably quick. So yeah, those are the 3 options and where I think they all fit. With the Neo being a student laptop and really focusing on the entry-level side of the market, people may be deciding, do I go for Windows, do I go for Mac? Then that MacBook Neo is definitely a good option for you. Even if you're not gonna do anything creative, then that thing is great. The MacBook Air is a great start for a creative workflow where you can actually edit 4K videos properly now, whilst also having all the benefits that the Neo had. And the MacBook Pro is just the all guns blazing, full out MacBook. You know you're gonna use it as a profession and you just need to have all the quickest speeds as you can. And the price also shows that this thing is the quickest and it's probably the best option for you if you're taking things seriously, professionally, and really want to get something done as quick as possible. Then that MacBook Pro is what you're looking for. So that's been my overview of my full month of using these 3 laptops and really getting in touch with who they're actually made for and what type of limitations they have. So if you like the video, please go down, give it a like, maybe even a subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.